So welcome. Today I've got Michelle, and we are going to be discussing the UK versus Italy. So could you tell us your background and where you stand? So obviously I'm full born and bred in the UK.
Mhm.
Yourself?
So I was born in Rome, Italy, and I moved when I was 15, so in 2013, in Bournemouth, and now it's 7 years that I'm here. So yeah.
So if we go for the biggest, what is the biggest difference when you moved to the UK you felt from moving from Italy?
I think there isn't just one big difference. I feel
That's why I said the biggest, the
the
biggest, the
biggest.
biggest.
Okay, the biggest difference. I think just the how can I say this? Like the social like behavior. I don't know if
How
that
people interact?
Yeah, how people interact.
How do they interact in Italy?
So I feel like we're very noisy and we're very like
Okay. In each
like
other's business.
yes, exactly. If something happened in the streets in Italy, you would see all the people like in their balcony just look what's happening, and even just people talking to each other in like from one balcony to another and just shouting at each other like how are you and stuff like that. And also like we get very friendly very easily. Like if I go to a bar and get a coffee, the barman would just start having conversation with me, like very informal conversation, and it just become everybody knows each other, and
So
we
now
become friends.
if we compare it to the UK.
Personally I felt like it's much difficult to have that kind of like, you know, you go to a bar and you can have friendly conversation, but it's not like the barman becomes your friend after that one conversation.
Oh, okay. So we're not as, so it's more of just now interaction and forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, yeah. I feel even with people that you meet like at uni, I felt like often I met people and I'm like, oh, I met a friend, but then the day after it was just like I never met them, like, you know.
Okay. So if we now go into the culture, what was the biggest what idea did you have about the UK culture that changed once you came?
Oh, I think everything that I knew it from films.
Okay, so what did you see from, what was your idea of the UK before you came from films?
So I think like some funny things were from my idea of schools in UK.
Okay.
So when I started schools here, year 11, I got very excited because when they showed me around, it was like, oh, they have houses like in Harry Potter.
Okay, so kind of a Harry Potter kind of situation of like posh and robes and kind of,
yeah, just like the uniform. Like in Italy, we don't wear uniforms.
Oh, okay.
We don't have houses. We don't.
What do you mean by houses?
Like you know when I came here in year 11, you were divided in houses. Like
oh, okay. So the division of like you have blue house, and then everyone in blue house earns points towards a goal, and then you have the red house, and it's like a competition.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm with you now. And obviously, yes, we wear uniform, but yeah, 11, 7 to 11, we all wear uniform, and then sixth form is when you get to have freedom.
So I feel like my misconception because when I came here knowing everything from movies and stuff like Harry Potter, I can like this magical feeling of how school would be and how everything would be, but at the end it's like just like every other country, it's just like got some good things, some
bad. So if we keep going on about the good things, what's one of the best things you've come over and noticed?
Best things about UK.
You've come over and been like, yeah, this is really good.
Okay, this is gonna sound a bit like crazy, but the buses. The fact that I remember this very vividly. The first time I got into a bus, the fact that he arrived on time and I could sit on a bus. That was amazing for me.
What
Because
do you mean? Oh, seat. Let's sit down.
yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
like coming from Rome, where the bus are always like 2 hours late, like very late, and you can never sit because it's very full. That was something that was amazing for me, just being able to sit on a bus.
And if we now go into the uni, did the expectation, obviously you came from year 11, so you kind of had 2 years, 3 years to kind of integrate into the UK system.
Mm-hmm.
Was that enough time for you to get to know what uni would be like, or were you still surprised when it came to university?
I don't know about that. Like, I feel like I got a lot of help in year 11 and 12 because they had in my school ESOL that was like English for foreigners.
Okay.
So I had that kind of help. But rather than that, like nobody was really telling me how things worked. I just had to find out by myself.
Okay, so it's kind of unknown ground when it came to uni.
Yes, and I felt that's something that I didn't really like, especially for foreigner students. It's very difficult to understand because like I come from a background where like another culture, so everything is totally different from me, and I can sometimes like friends that I know that are foreigner and come from places that are not Europe, it's even worse for them. So I felt like I would have liked to have some more advice and direction.
So if we try to get to that like today, so if we try to get like some things that obviously you would have helped, that's what I'm trying to have this discussion, trying to pick some questions out. So
Yeah.
do you, in your opinion, is London, have you been to London Central?
Yeah, I've been to London.
Is it overrated?
I don't think it is.
So what they sell online of, you know, the London Eye and the walking around London and the London experience, when you went there, was it how you expect it to be?
I mean, okay, that's a difficult question to answer. I personally, I like London, but the places that they advertise are not my favorite thing about London.
Okay.
I think like London has some more, like the tourist places are not the best things about London. Especially,
what would you say the best things are then? Because if we just ignore those and we just stay for you, what were the best parts?
There's a lot of places like that are really unknown. There's a lot of like museum, like really a lot
like the
of
National Museum.
There's like others as well that really like little and just like unique about very specific stuff. Also places that maybe like historical places like all over the city, which if you don't know about, you would never even stop and look at it a second time. But there's all these places that are really cool.
Did you go anywhere else outside of London?
Let me think about. I went to Eastbourne.
Is that north, south, east?
It's south.
You went to South London?
No, sorry. I thought you meant in UK, like any other place in UK.
Oh, so that was somewhere else in the UK. Okay, so going back to Italy, obviously versus the UK. If we go into now the weather, one thing the English is known for is our beautiful and ever-changing weather. Is that something you were in Italy? Is it very different, or is it something you adapted to? What is it like for you?
I'm still not adapted to.
So what is the weather? How would you describe the UK weather?
It's like I feel like it's like if it was a person, it would be a very emotional person, because like it's always change. Like in one day you could have sun and then rain and then like snow. It's ridiculous. Well, in Italy it's very straightforward. It's just like in summer it's hot and it's always hot, and in winter is cold and it's always cold.
What do you think is better? Do you like that it's always changing, or do you prefer to have that kind of prediction of it's going to be hot or it's going to be cold?
I prefer the prediction. Yeah.
Okay. If we now go into the UK students, so this is at uni now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, obviously, again, you had the idea for school and you said you didn't really know going into into university, even though you didn't know what going into, you probably had some expectations or some like idea of something, or it could potentially be like, is there anything that shocked you about the UK students in uni?
Um, yes. One thing it's um our like in my culture, like the drinking
Oh,
in
the
my culture is very like the drinking culture is very different from my culture. So I think here a lot of the time,
drinking's a culture. It's become it's its own thing. Yeah, we're drinking. You drink a
yeah,
lot for fun.
yeah, exactly. But like we did that too. But I think the difference is here, like a lot of the time, people get wasted.
So just to explain, wasted is so drunk to where you're borderline gonna pass out. Just to
Mhm.
explain what wasted means.
Yeah. While in Italy we drink, but we rarely get like really drunk.
Okay,
Like it
and
could happen, but it's just not. While
not
I
the
feel like,
objective.
yeah, it's not the objective. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so kind of just as a last kind of thing to kind of summarize this, what do you think? There's one thing that Italy has or does that the UK could never beat?
Ooh. uh, I think the food. The
The
food.
food. And then the same question for the UK. What's something the UK has that the Italy could never beat?
Food opportunities.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.